New Netflix Western show debuts with a Rotten Tomatoes score that puts it almost even with Yellowstone Season 1. Netflix's new Western show's Rotten Tomatoes score has debuted, and the new series has drawn comparisons to Yellowstone. The Taylor Sheridan-created Western series has become a cultural phenomenon over the years. In addition to breaking several viewership records, the flagship is also responsible for launching several spin-off series and popularizing the creator's other TV series, along with revitalizing the Western genre. Despite the series' later success in achieving its critically acclaimed status, the first season of the Paramount series has the lowest rating of 58% critical approval on Rotten Tomatoes, generated from 55 reviews. While critics seem to be warming up to the Western series, with Yellowstone Season 5 ending up with a much higher score than Season 1, the audience reception for Season 1 to 82% was far more positive than in Season 5, which currently has a rotten 39% approval rate. Ransom Canyon centers around the love, loss, and drama of three ranching family dynasties wrapped up in the fight for land control in Texas Hill Country. Premiering on April 17 and created by Wednesday's April Blair, the contemporary romantic Western drama sees Stanton Kirkland, Josh Duhamel, healing from a loss while on a quest for vengeance as he sets his eyes and heart on local dance hall owner Quinn Minka Kelly. Ransom Canyon Season 1 debuts with a 55% critical approval on Rotten Tomatoes, generated from 11 reviews. Some praise the series for its stunning backdrop and cast, with several pointing out how predictability serves as a strength for a show that delivers what it's promised. On the other hand, some also find the series bland and unattractive. With more reviews rolling in, the Rotten Tomatoes score will likely fluctuate. From love triangles to mysteries, the 10-episode series has a lot to offer. Screen Rant's review of Ransom Canyon highlights the show's strength for being a well-crafted and addictive offering to fill the void left by Yellowstone's ending. Though it's impossible to compare the two shows directly due to their drastic differences, the review stresses how the new Netflix Western show manages to stand out. Check out an excerpt from the review below. Ransom Canyon is not a prestigious series that aims to comment on social issues. From the reviews, one thing that critics seem to agree on is the series' winning formula of crafting an entertaining story that satisfies the expectations it sets. While some may find the series' usage of tropes unsatisfying, those who are looking for layered romance and company with classic Western conflicts and mysteries could very well enjoy what the new Netflix Western series has to offer. Netflix has just dropped its latest original Western series, Blood Creek, and the internet is already abuzz. With its gritty visuals, morally complex characters, and sweeping Montana landscapes, the series has debuted with a Rotten Tomatoes score that nearly rides stirrup to stirrup with Yellowstone Season 1. While Yellowstone premiered in 2018 to a respectable 83% score from critics, Blood Creek galloped onto the scene this week with a striking 81%, putting it almost dead, even with the Western titan that reshaped the genre for a modern audience. Created by seasoned showrunner Rachel Carmichael, True Grit, the untold saga, Blood Creek combines frontier justice with twisted family loyalty, supernatural mystery, and a violent past that won't stay buried. Set in 1889, just 1 year before Montana officially gained statehood, the show introduces audiences to the rugged town of Blood Creek, a place so drenched in history, scandal, and secrets, it's practically a character itself. The show centers around Elias Boone, played by breakout star Finn Carter, a half-Cherokee tracker and former Union scout with a haunted past. Elias returns to Blood Creek after 15 years in exile when he learns his estranged father, the feared and powerful land baron Archibald Boone, has died under suspicious circumstances. The inheritance. a sprawling ranch known as Widow's Rest, and a list of enemies longer than a prairie winter. From the moment Elias steps off the train, the tone is set. This isn't just a Western. This is an operatic descent into bloodlines, betrayal, and the blurred line between justice and vengeance. Early reviews praised Blood Creek for taking bold narrative risks. The Hollywood Reporter called it a spiritual successor to Deadwood, with the visual polish of Yellowstone and the thematic grit of Hell or High Water. Variety noted that it leans into the supernatural, just enough to keep you guessing, but never enough to break the dusty realism of the frontier. That supernatural edge is already dividing fans in the best way. One subplot involves an old indigenous legend tied to the land that Elias now owns. A cursed cave beneath Widow's Rest, where miners vanished decades ago. Some locals believe the land is poisoned. Others say it's holy. Either way, people who cross Elias Boone tend to disappear. The supporting cast is equally magnetic. Lena Headey, of Game of Thrones fame, plays Cordelia Voss, the saloon owner with a dark secret and an even darker aim. Michael Rooker brings fire and brimstone as Sheriff Josiah Crane, a man who fancies himself the hand of God. And rising star Kaylee Ortega plays Marigold Goldie Boone, Elias's half-sister, half outlaw, half revolutionary, and 100% scene stealer. Critics have highlighted the show's refusal to romanticize the West. There are no white hats here, only shades of gray, stained with blood, sweat, and dust. In one unforgettable scene from Episode 3, Elias delivers a monologue while dragging a burning wagon through a snowstorm, surrounded by ghostly figures from his past. It's part horror, part Western, part fever dream, and it's the kind of moment that gets people talking. Netflix has leaned hard into promotion, no doubt hoping to rope in the Yellowstone audience, especially as Taylor Sheridan's juggernaut heads into its final episodes. Trailers for Blood Creek have run during NBA playoff games, and the show's official Instagram account already has nearly 500 followers after just 3 days. The Rotten Tomatoes consensus reads, "Gritty and atmospheric, Blood Creek injects fresh blood into the Western genre, pairing familiar frontier tropes with a daring narrative and a career-defining performance from Finn Carter." One critic wrote, "If Yellowstone is the story of empire, Blood Creek is the story of the ghosts that haunt it." It's a compelling comparison, and one that has fans debating which show really captures the soul of the American West. Yellowstone may have Duttons, dynasties, and political power plays, but Blood Creek dives deeper into the mythology of the land and the people who bled for it. It's raw, it's relentless, and it's weird, in the best possible way. The score might not be a perfect 100%, but Blood Creek isn't trying to be flawless. It's trying to be unforgettable. And if the buzz is any indication, it's already succeeded. As Netflix decides whether to greenlight a second season, the showrunners are tight-lipped. Carmichael teased in a recent interview, "Let's just say the final scene of season 1 changes everything. If you thought Elias had demons, wait until you meet what's really waiting in the caves." For now, Blood Creek stands tall in the Western genre, shoulder to shoulder with Yellowstone, yet blazing its own trail through the wilderness. In a television landscape that's often afraid to take creative risks, this dusty newcomer proves that sometimes the most compelling stories